Commander Rivencold wasn't expecting to wake up at all. Not after his escape pod spiraled into the ice canyons of Varric 7. The ship's emergency systems had blanketed him in a stasis cocoon just as the pod hit the frozen ground, shielding his body from the lethal temperatures outside. But it wasn't the cold that woke him. It was warmth out of strange. Soft warmth pressed tightly against him. Arms, definitely not his own, wrapped around his chest. Legs entangled with his. Breath, warm and rhythmic, against his neck. His eyes shot open. The pod's interior was dim, lit only by the blinking emergency systems. But there was no mistaking it. Pressed against him, completely naked, was an alien woman, humanoid in shape with pale opalescent skin, silver white hair tangled like threads of frost, and glowing violet eyes that slowly opened to meet his. "Well, this is awkward," Riven muttered. The alien girl blinked, her voice soft and calm. "Your body temperature is 41% higher than mine. I calculated survival required skin contact." You calculated it." "Yes," she said matter-of-factly. "I awoke 7.3 hours before you." The pod was sealed, and the outer temperature was minus 180 degrees Celsius. I had to make a decision. She nestled back into his chest like it was the most normal thing in the galaxy. "Right? And clothes?" "I had none." My environmental suit disintegrated during impact. "My species doesn't prioritize synthetic coverings. Your people seem obsessed with them," Riven groaned. "I'm going to get a court-martial for this." "Unlikely," she replied. "Your command vessel was destroyed. We are probably the last survivors." He sat up slowly, dislodging her, and tried to focus. His training kicked in. "Okay, let's back up. Who are you? And why were you on my escape pod?" The girl tilted her head. "Designation, Yelani, daughter of the 5th Snow Caste. I was a prisoner aboard your vessel." Riven's memory clicked. The alien prisoner. The one captured during the battle at Viga's Rift. She was a high-value diplomat's daughter, or so intelligence claimed. And apparently, she'd escaped the brig when everything went to hell. Great. Now he was stranded with her. You hijacked my pod? I entered it before the flames consumed the corridor. There was no room for diplomacy. Riven rubbed his face. "Fine. So now what?" "We're stuck in a frozen wasteland with no signal and barely enough rations for one." She crawled toward a panel, examining the systems. The emergency beacon was damaged in the crash, but the power core is intact. I believe we can survive for 18.2 Earth days. Rescue won't arrive in less than 30. Yelani turned, her expression unreadable. "Then we'll need each other," he sighed. "Yeah, seems that way." The days passed in a blur of survival routines. Riven managed to rewire a thermal loop to heat the pod more efficiently. Yelani, surprisingly adept with human tech, scavenged every ounce of nutrition from the rations and even grew a small mold culture in a medical container for emergency protein. Despite everything, they learned from each other. He taught her how to handle a plasma welder. She taught him how to calm his heart rate using her people's breathing techniques, a method that saved him during a minor oxygen drop. Every night they curled together. It wasn't romantic, not exactly. It was survival, but there was comfort there too. Yelani's voice, soft and steady, always whispering observations. Riven's jokes, dry and sarcastic, earning alien giggles. On day 13, a snowquake cracked the canyon floor beneath them. The pod was thrown sideways and half buried in ice. Riven was pinned. A steel brace drove into his leg. He screamed. Yelani didn't hesitate. She lifted the brace with a strength her delicate form belied, pulled him free, cauterized the wound with calm precision. He passed out. When he woke, she was crying. Alien tears, glowing softly in the dark. "Why are you—" "You were silent. I feared. I had broken something inside you. Something I could not fix." Riven smiled weakly. "I'm too stubborn to die." She looked at him with something new in her eyes. "Oh, you humans, You burn hotter than suns, even in your weakness. Day 20. The pod was nearly out of power. The cold was returning. Riven's leg wouldn't heal in time to travel. They had maybe 2 days left. Yelani didn't speak much anymore. She just stayed close. On the final night, she looked at him and said, "I was taught your kind were violent, primitive, monsters of war." Riven raised an eyebrow. "We kind of are." She shook her head. "No, you are warmth. You are fire." In the ice. A low beep echoed through the pod. The beacon. Riven blinked. "That's impossible." Yelani stood. "I restructured your emergency transmitter, redirected power from life support. It was a risk. You didn't tell me. If I failed, you would have panicked. But I didn't. I succeeded. That is ... what you humans do, yes?" Outside the pod, lights shone through the storm. A rescue shuttle descended, cutting through the snow like a blade of fire. Yelani turned to him as the doors hissed open. "Your people will want me caged again." Riven shook his head, voice firm despite the pain. "Not if I have anything to say about it. You saved my life, Yelani." More than once. She hesitated, then whispered, "Cuddling was survival behavior." He smiled. "I know, but maybe not just survival anymore." She took his hand as the medics rushed in, and for the first time in her life, Yelani understood what it meant to be truly warm,